Cleveland had the worst field goal success percentage last season. York to try to win the game. The kick.
Oh, look at this.
Has the distance, and Cade York wins it for Cleveland.
Nailed a 58-yarder to win the game for the Browns. That's the first time they have won a Week 1 opening game since 2004 and an away opening game since 1994. We'll talk about that and much more coming up on the Browns post-game show. Welcome to the Browns post-game show, and I'm Zach here, and today possibly we got one of the most entertaining Week 1 games that we have seen in a long time here, and yeah, so we're gonna jump right into the highlights here, and starting off in the first quarter, some contributions by the Cleveland defense came and kept it a 0-0 score, and at the end of the first quarter, it's a score of 0-0, and then now we go to the second quarter. And it's going to be intercepted by Grant Delpit, and that's going to set up the Browns now around the 44, and then a few plays later, Brissett is going to step out, he's going to throw it deep, and he's going to go for Cooper, and the pass interference flag is thrown. That's going to place them down at the 1-yard line. They're going to be set up here. It's going to be a throw to Kareem Hunt. That's going to be the first touchdown of the Browns season right there. They're now up 7-0 here. And now going to the Nick Chubb right here. He's going to take it for a 25-yard run. And that's going to set him up even further downfield. And then Kareem Hunt a little bit after that is going to take the ball. And he is going to run it. And that's going to be a touchdown for Cleveland as they're now up 14-0 in the second quarter. And here comes Christian McCaffrey. And they're going to score a touchdown. That puts them up 14-7. Now it's 4th and goal. Cade York, his first field goal. It's going to be a good one. That puts the Browns 17-7 at halftime. Going into the third quarter, we have Anthony Schwartz on the run around here. And then Nick Chubb is going to have another good run here. And now he's going to get through some defenders, and that's going to take him down to the 20, down at the 14, around the 14. Then the Browns can't get down the field, but York will take the field goal here. It's going to be a 20-7 game. And then after that, the defense for the Browns is still there. Myles Garrett is going to go in and sack Baker Mayfield, and that's going to be one of the biggest plays of the game. That defense is still there. Baker Mayfield going to fumble it, and now it's picked up. It was almost picked up by the Browns, but Carolina still retains possession. And here comes the snap. He's going to fumble the snap, but here comes McCaffrey, and he's going to have a big run out of this. And it's going to be a really large one. And into the fourth quarter, Christian McCaffrey with the handoff, and Christian McCaffrey doing Christian McCaffrey things is going to get the first down there. And here, Baker Mayfield is going to get a wide open hole and score a touchdown on the run. That is going to put Carolina right back into this thing. It's now 20-14. Browns still up, though. And 1st and 10, handoff to Nick Chubb. It's going to be a handoff, and that's going to be first down inside. And now they're looking pretty good here. And then after that, it's going to be another Chubb handoff. And this one goes for almost another first down. A little bit later, York's going to have to, again, settle on a field goal. He's getting kicked for 3 points. That puts the Browns at 23-14. Baker's going to take the snap, and literally right after that field goal, he's going to launch it down the field. And that is going to be a touchdown for Robbie Anderson on the pass. And that puts Carolina even closer now, and now Carolina's taking advantage of the sleeping defense from Cleveland. Now he's gonna look. It's another 3rd and 9. It's an incomplete pass. It's a 4th and 9. The Browns are gonna have to punt. It's going to be a PA. It's going to get it to DJ Moore. And that's going to get him a big chunk of yardage. And this is getting scary for the Browns now. The next play, he's going to get it to McCaffrey. And that's not good for the Browns. They're going to get it all the way down to the 29, 28 yard line. And then after that, the horse collar on that too adds to it. And then he's going to fumble the snap. And Baker going to hand it off to McCaffrey. Not going to go anywhere. But that's going to force the Browns going to use all 3 timeouts. And now the Pinheiro field goal is up. And it's good. Carolina up 24-23 in the final minute. He's looking. He's going to throw it. And it is caught in midfield. That is Donovan Peoples-Jones. Now here comes Brissett. Big play. Going to throw it. Caught by Cooper. That's going to get him down to the field goal. And the Browns are going to have to spike it. And now here comes the rookie from LSU. He's kicking his 58-yarder. In his NFL debut, he could win the game for the Cleveland Browns. The kick's up. And it's good. And it's good by plenty. And the Browns are winning now 26-24. They're going to get the McCaffrey. They're going to try to do a little lateral here. But before they know it, that's the end of the game. And the Cleveland Browns are victorious. The first Week 1 game since 2004. And Cade York with the 58-yard field goal to win the game for the Browns. That's truly the highlight of the day. You can give them the play of the game right there. And overall was an exciting game to watch. Now getting a little bit into the game stats here. Jacoby Brissett, he was passed 18 for 34, 147 yards, and he had 1 touchdown pass in the game. And the big part of this game was definitely the run game. And Chubb had 141 yards, another big outing for him. He had 22 carries, and he was averaging 6.4 a carry, which is pretty good. And then Kareem Hunt, he might have only had 11 carries, but he had 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing and 1 on the pass by Brissett early in the game. And I just talked about York, but I'm just going to say this. He kicked 4 for 4, and he contributed 14 points out of the 26 points for the Browns. Now, let's move on to the quarterbacks here. It was definitely an interesting one here. Baker Mayfield on the Panthers now, looking to get his revenge from the Browns. And the Browns, the Deshaun Watson suspension forces Jacoby Brissett to be the quarterback for the Browns. And I'm going to say this. Both quarterbacks didn't have the most exceptional game. Baker threw an interception early in the game there, as you saw. And Brissett, he missed a couple of opportunities that would have gotten the Browns closer to scoring more. Overall, it quarterback's story, but it wasn't the biggest story. And Chubb today, he rushed for 141 yards, and Hunt scored a rushing touchdown. And that's what you want to see out of this running Browns team. That's really what you want to see. And if they continue to do this, they're gonna be in for a good year. And another thing you can notice here, the defense for the Browns, they were good in the first half. They allowed 7 points, only 7 points. But after, especially the fourth quarter, the Browns defense started falling apart. It was the Robbie Anderson touchdown and also the Baker Mayfield running touchdown that really made this defense look bad. And also, penalties were also a big issue for the Browns on both, mainly the offense, but also a little bit defensively. And it looked like Jacoby Brissett, the receivers, they all just weren't on the same page there. That's something they're going to need to fix going into next week. And the defense is going to need to be a little more consistent. Take a look now. We're going to take a look at the game stats, and Browns had more first downs in this game at 23, and the Browns had the more yards, 355 to 261, and passing wise, they were 138 yards compared to Carolina's 207, which is less. But rushing, the Browns had that really big advantage for Chubb and Hunt at 217 to 54. That's what really set them apart. from this Carolina offense. And obviously the turnovers, the Baker interception was the only turnover in the game. And the Browns had the ball for over a half an hour, which is a good way to chew clock. But make some improvements if they're gonna make a mark in the NFL. And now that's gonna bring us to my week 2 prediction. And the week 2 prediction: the Browns are going to play at their home opener against the Jets. And the Browns, I do predict the Browns will win here. By a final score, the final score I got in this game is 26-10. That's my final score in this game. They can really take advantage of the Jets, who didn't have a great performance last week. And then Carolina's next game against the Giants, and in that game, I think the Panthers will get their first win of the season. But you know, I mean, we'll see. I think the Browns will win week 2. Overall, it was a good game. It was an all-right game for the both teams. The Browns pulled out the victory with an incredible kick by Cade York in his NFL debut. The Browns are going to need to be better going forward, though. Brissett's going to need to convert on a little bit more passes, although I do think he'll improve in the coming weeks. And the defense is going to need to step up here and learn how to close games. And just basically, and also reduce the penalties, which you can always reduce penalties, so I don't see why not. And yeah, that'll conclude the post game. Browns win by a final score of 26-24, and we'll see you next week for the post game against the New York Jets. I'm Zach here from Poster Bros 23. We'll see you guys next week on the next post game show.